Looking to tune in to the Breakout Racing League? Here are all of the BRL tiers so you can never miss a stream. Want to drive instead? The assist and livery specifications are also listed so you're up to speed and can compete in the most competitive league in North America. Want to see more of the Breakout Racing League? Check out our social media platforms so you can see race results, championship standings, hot laps, and more. Consider also joining our Discord. If you are interested, one of our chat mods will share the link so you can come and hang out in the Breakout Racing League. Looking for the latest Breakout Racing League merchandise? Head on over to the Breakout Racing League store to see our latest options. We have 2021 collection items such as hoodies, mugs, t-shirts, and stickers, as well as winter collection items and special items like phone cases, masks, beanies, and more. Check it out for yourself and be sure to use FAN10 for 10% off your purchase. Now, let's head back to the track to see what went down a race ago in the Breakout Racing League. But the Drivers' Championship in Tier 2 is still not yet clinched. It could very well be so tonight. We have to see. Can Sweller's team survive the onslaught of Bart Scherble behind him and Wraith in front of him? That'll be something to look out after 28 laps. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, because it's up next, and we go to 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go, and a very good start for both drivers off the line. Zach is going to get a really good reaction time.
Got a good run too.
Same for Sweller's team. Yes, he is into turn 1, almost squeezed into the wall by, that's going to be Wraith running wide. Zach the Beast. It's not going to be side by side between the top two into turn 2. It's going to be around the outside. Wraith will go. Zach will stay ahead. He's going to try to go stay ahead into turn 4. He will this time. Wraith will be behind him from Sweller's team. No limit of a position. Down the back, you're going to see Veyrod battling with Heatwave. Down to the turn 4, around the outside, Masterplane on the other Alfa Romeo. That time Mozzie, but ahead of him, Heatwave and Veyrod. Into the hairpin, turn 7. Veyrod will get ahead of Heatwave, but it's Zach the Beast still leading up front. Right now for Sweller's team leading that. And remember, these guys, 3 out of the top 4.
Oh, Roscoe.
There you go. I think the side's maybe a little bit cooked right now.
Oh, there goes
oh, big crash. Will that be a safety car?
That's gotta be a safety car.
It is a safety car. That was a huge crash for the McLaren.
That's Silverstone types of G right there.
Wow. So basically right now, looking at the stats here, so we're about to go green, by the way, for the safety car. It's going to be up to the discretion of Wraith. Sweller has 5 wins. Wraith and Gerbil have 6. So if it comes down to both drivers gain amount of points, let's say right now the gap between Wraith and Sweller is 37. So they need to be within 26. Obviously, that's 11 for Wraith. If he gets that 26-point gap, he gets that tiebreaker. He has more wins. Well, Gerbil is 3 points out. If he gets that 14-point gap,
Wraith is gone.
He has gone really early. That is actually he's caught Gerbil off guard a bit, about 8/10. Look at Veyrod, he's already outside of that 1.2 second window. He's already outside of that second. So that's going to be huge. The top 3's gone now.
Yeah, I just want to see on how fast Zach and the guys behind can catch up and pass. Is Greg turning around?
Looks like he may have kept it out of the barriers that I can tell, I'm sorry. No visible.
I think he just spun at the exit of turn 1 and he just stopped it and then lightly hit the wall with his rear wing. So
he could have some damage, maybe. But Zach
might be shaping up a move on Mozzie.
But here's the thing, his teammates are behind him, so what does Mozzie do? Does he play the team game? Does he not? We'll see. Who's going down in turn 8 this time? We'll have a battle for 3 cars for the 6th position. Mozzie will go defensive. Zach will go even further left. Sweller's team may look for this move as well. He's on pressure mediums, remember. The teammates now go side by side into 8. He saves it. And Mozzie,
what a save.
Wow, what a save. Now Mozzie will get overtaken by both Zach and his teammate. So now it's a battle between these two again. But Sweller's got to have a better run. Sweller needs this position, but does he want to be too aggressive right now? No, he does not. That can't make it. Masterplane.
Oh, Masterplane.
First one.
Whoa, Heatwave.
What has happened to Heatwave?
He turned 3.
That is now the second car to be a little bit of a spin at turn 3 in the race itself. The first one being no limit. Thankfully, for Heatwave, he's still in this race. Unfortunately, for no limit, he was not. We'll see.
Sweller's gaining on Zach. Not using the ERS. He's going to brake. He's not going to look for the move into turn 8. You go through 8, 9, coming through. He's going to get a good exit out of 9. Zach's just going to let him go.
Interesting. That may be a smarter call. He has a little bit less ERS deployment than Sweller's team in front of him does. So maybe does he try to use as much as we'll see DRS, trying to go catch Wraith and Gerbil, because obviously Sweller's been hounding the back of Williams, and at the same time harvest a bit of his own ERS, trying to have, like I set himself up for maybe a higher finish later on, and think of the long game like Sweller. But right now, Sweller's already gapped by about 5/10 or so from a couple of corners. So Zach needs to stay with him here. But right now, Sweller is in prime position to win this championship.
I think so.
Oh, look at Wraith and Gerbil. We're missing this down the inside of 11. Off the track, these two will collide. Wraith goes off the track. Here comes Sweller's team. Down the inside of Gerbil. He'll get ahead of the Aston Martin, and that is not what these two wanted, because now Gerbil's going to be staring at the rear wing of the Alfa Romeo, and Wraith's going to look in the mirror and see the front wing of the Alfa Romeo. Sweller and Wraith though. Down into turn 8 to go.
He's going to look for it. I wouldn't. I'd advise against it.
Sweller goes ahead of Wraith. And here comes
Gerbil.
The three championship protagonists is Zach the Beast, all in a train here. Who tries to make a move? Gerbil's blinking, harvesting ERS. Wraith is not. He's not going to be a little bit too far back this time to go for the move, and let's see him go for the lunge. Let's Sweller's team. He will try to think about it, but he's a little bit too far this time. Thought better of what happened a lap ago.
You cannot serve for 10 seconds after one game.
Yeah,
sorry.
I know you can't in Formula 1, but I know I think you couldn't in the game itself. So Wraith now takes the lead again for Sweller's team. Sweller looks to the right-hand side. Wraith is going to go really defensive and parked it on the apex here, but once again, Sweller's going to get a better exit. Going down to the turn 20, he's going to go side by side, almost going to be a little bit of contact. Wraith is going to pit this time.
Wraith is in and Gerbil is in as well.
And that's what I thought would happen.
Where did this come from?
Wraith got a better exit.
Everyone's going to get lucky. He's just going to have the DRS. Oh, we got ear.
We're going to go 3 wide.
Oh, no.
It's going to be Wraith, it's going to be Gerbil, and it's going to be Veyron. The Aston Martin and Red Bull go side by side through into turn. Oh no! Wraith's around, topped by the Aston Martin of Gerbil.
That was bound to happen. I think Wraith turned in on it.
Well, as soon as he caught the apex of turn 9, turn 9, it was just a little bit of contact between the two, and the Red Bull was around. But that's going to stun him a lot more. He's now behind Toll's death, but he's still in contention with this train. Sweller's team's not too far up the road, but Gerbil is now behind Veyron.
Zach stays out.
I think Zach may try to go in all the way here. He may try to stay on the track as long as he possibly can, either hope for a safety car, or maybe even try to stay out the entire way and conserve his tires. But back when you were saying with Mozzie, theoretically he wouldn't have to.
Gerbil doesn't have DRS though.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he would have to back him up, because not only does Sweller have the advantage of the
although he's going to look from the outside. Before turn 11, he's going to get by him.
So that will now put him ahead. Now behind Steven. So, like I said again, he wouldn't have to hold anyone up, or maybe even do a swap. He could just theoretically pit his lap. Get off those softs and go for those parasols.
Right, but the thing is, he could let his teammate by, and then stay with him for a lap. No, but just listen. Just let his teammate by. Stay with him for a lap, as he's actually going to. Oh, Gerbil's look for the move. He's going to get up. Mozzie is in.
Mozzie pits.
That throws my theory out the window.
And forces Gerbil off. I knew Mozzie was coming into stop because he had to cover off Heatwave and Veyron, who both came in. It's already now almost at 110. He may even try to look for the move down the turn. Number 4, he doesn't. He stays behind Zach right now, but he knows if he can get ahead of Zach, which now it may not work now, but Zach is going to have a lot worse traction in the 7. Because right now, if you think about it now, everyone will have DRS. Zach will go extremely defensive on the left-hand side of the circuit. Sweller will have DRS. Gerbil's going to make for the move on Toll's step behind. These two battling at it. Sweller's team will go for the move on Zach the Beast, and this is crucial because Zach may not get a good exit. Oh, Gerbil into the back of Zach. That may be a little bit of damage as well. Gerbil's not going to look for the move. More damage, more contact. They're almost 3 wide going into the exit of turn 9. Now they'll be 3 wide again. Gerbil, Toll's Zach the Beast. Wraith's even here. We're going to have a lot of commotion down in the turn 11. Here comes Wraith on the inside of Toll's death. Look at the move. Oh, big crash. Championship rivals, they've collided into each other. And that may well have sealed the championship right here. Severe damage to Gerbil. Front wing damage to Wraith. That may have been the championship. Sweller's team leads with only 3 laps to go this time by.
I have no words.
That is absolutely incredible what happened here tonight. And they've contact hard into the wall, and that may have been completely unjustified. That is uncalled for. Race into the pit lane. Joe will say it's done as well. And that will do it. Right here, right now.
That is not what I expected for a title finish race from these guys.
Not at all. So now, we're on the final lap of the Grand Prix for Yas Marina, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix of the Tier 2 Championship. And Sweller only has 20, now 19 more corners to go. Because in a championship, that has been absolutely dramatic in every fashion. Usually we take the last sector, but this is completely different. There's been 7 unique winners, 7 unique pole sitters, and a lot of action throughout. But this man, through thick and thin, has been consistent. He's been quick, and he's won 5 races. He's got 1 pole, but arguably, it doesn't matter. Qualifying doesn't win championships. By the way, yellow flag through the first sector again. But through the final sector of the course, it's taken 23 races, 23 dramatic rounds. And we thought back in Brazil that this championship may not even go to Sweller. Through races that he should have won, through races that he shouldn't have won, through races that he did win, it didn't matter. One was consistent throughout every race. That Sweller's team has what it takes to be the champion. Well, this Canadian does have what it takes to be the champion because he is the champion of Season 7 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship. Sweller's team wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on track. Toneless Death will win it after penalties, but he doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he's taking it home. The championship is going Canadian. Toneless Death wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in dramatic fashion of what happened between the 2 championship protagonists, Turbo and Wraith. But now, second place, champion of Tier 2, Sweller's team comes home. He did what he had to do, consistent and quick. After 23 races, he wins it a race early. Zach the Beast in his second straight race will finish 3rd for the 2nd time. He tried to make those medium stint work. In the end, it did get him a podium indeed. Bayron 4th with Wraith in 5th. What could have been for the Red Bull? He does get fastest lap. But by the way, driver today going to the Ferrari of Toneless Death. Mozzie in 6th in the Alfa Romeo. Him and Sweller are Constructors Champions of Tier 2 as well. Boss Turbo in 7th. What could have been for him as well. With Heatwave and Roscoe synchronized to the line. With Gargi and Oregano a lap down, we've lost Masterplane and No Limit in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And that was a special one. It was a championship decider.
24 rounds, over 20 countries, and well over 100 different drivers. Season 7 all began back in Bahrain.
Here in Bahrain, we're racing.
Since then, these 23 rounds have been filled with drama.
Look at the move. Oh, big crash. Championship rivals, they've collided into each other.
With carnage.
He still makes the move done. Ardell's fighting with all his might.
And with sins aplenty.
Is he going to try and go for a move on the inside of Shredder? He dives it on the inside, Daniel Ricciardo style.
We've seen the greatest of laps.
He was provisional pole. Can he go back to provisional pole? He's 2nd in the championship. He wants a chance to go and prove. He does go pole. 36 milliseconds. Triple H is next. He goes pole by about 2/10. It is all crumbling down to the top.
We've seen fire.
But here comes Port again. A lap ago, it was crispy on this fight. Now it's unsighted Port. Oh, contact! The championship rivals both out of the race.
Wow.
And we've seen rain.
So Taylor getting a beautiful start.
Every driver wants to become champion, but only few can achieve this feat.
Was beautiful for him, from 1st to last, to 1st to 10th, and it's been consistent all season long as he crosses the line, and Bantam wins the Tier 4 championship here at Sao Paulo.
Alfanisa stays on the inside. He wants this win, but Minico wants it too. These two absolutely battling with everything they have. Alfanisas will be with the DRS. It's going to be a drag race down to the line. Who's going to win the chair? Who's going to go to the race? Alfanisa to the line. Minico wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Not only the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, Minico is your realistic performance champion of Season 7.
And Inside Port has won the Season 7 Formula 2 Championship.
Was consistent throughout every race. That Swellerstein has what it takes to be the champion. Well, this Canadian does have what it takes to be the champion because he is the champion of Season 7 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship. Swellerstein wins. It has been a season that you won't forget in Tier 1. It's been crazy. It's been chaos. There was 9 winners in the first 10 races, and Bailey was the first repeat winner. Well, the first repeat winner will be the first F1 Tier 1 champion from the Philippines. Bailey wins the Tier 1 championship. Chandler wins the Tier 1 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And what a season it's been, Alfa Romeo.
Only one is yet to come.
Been made from Gary. It will be Ferrari's day. Ron crosses the line to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix with Gary P2, and the championship fight lives on to the last race.
But through all of it, it's been a season to remember. So now it's time to race one final time. It's time for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. The drivers and constructors are locked. Swell and Alfa Romeo have been crowned. Now it's time to have a little bit of fun in Season 7 for the final time. Welcome along to Imola for round 24 in the final round of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship and the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. We are here in Italy once again, this time to the town of Imola, just north of San Marino, which is the oldest standing republic in the world. The town of Imola itself holds the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari. But even though Imola is located in Italy, there's been 26 San Marino Grand Prix through its history. Tonight, it is going to be the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Let's talk about the circuit then. Imola has 19 corners, 10 to the left and 9 to the right, which makes up the 4.9 kilometer or 3.1 mile distance. With only one DRS zone into turn 1, that will be the prime overtaking point of the circuit with the average lap speed of 209.57 kilometers per hour. It's pretty quick indeed. Pirelli, for the final time, have brought the C4, C3, and C2 compounds of tire, with the C4 being the red-wooled softs, C3 being the yellow and mediums, and the C2 being the white-wooled hards. Will we see a diverse strategy concept from every team on the grid, or will we have a standard soft to medium? We'll find out next.
Now, I'm joined alongside my Redeemer once more. My name is Hey Catra, and, well, it's been a chaotic season and one to remember for a lot of these drivers, but now it's time for a bit of fun. But a lot of these positions are still up for grabs. It's not just the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship that are on the line. Well, what do you think, really? A lot of these guys have nothing to lose, like I've said, but well, this is the last time for this season, for Season 7. What do you think a lot of these guys are kind of having these thoughts going through their mind? What's going on so far?
I mean, it's going to be hard to tell, after what we saw last week. I mean, both championships are sealed, so I think these guys are going to be racing for who wants that last victory, that last laugh here in Tier 2 at Imola. But yeah, it's all going to be about, who can pace themselves around the circuit and who can run a clean 32 laps around the track and keep it clean without penalties and damage limitations. So it's going to be interesting to see on what happens.
Yes, it will indeed. Interesting. We've seen it throughout the season so far. It's been that way, but we've seen it also more specifically through this race, these Grand Prix. So far this weekend, we saw it through Tier 4, Tier 3 especially. It was a chaotic race. Tier 4 was also a chaotic race. Realistic was topsy-turvy. In fact, 7 drivers in the first lap right here in Aqua Minerale kind of had a little bit of a commotion where 2 were tired and a lot had to go into the pit lane. So we could see a lot of that happen. We've seen a lot of penalties over this weekend, a lot more than usual, but we've seen so far a lot of pretty good racing, and close ones to be exact. So we have qualifying once again going out again, 16 minutes start the session. Let's kind of go through, as you saw in those highlights not too long ago, the incident between Wraith and Gerbil. The stewards and head admins of the Breakout Racing League, as well as the owners, have taken a look at it. and he has been given, more specifically, a race ban, so he will not be participating here tonight. We wish him a farewell so far of the season, as he will have to conclude watching the stream rather than being on the track. Gerbil also received a time penalty. He received a 10-second and 3 super license point infractions for that incident, so both drivers did get penalized. But once again, like we talked about, Sweller, the champion, he's going to have kind of a leisurely drive going through this race. And Zach,
Zach, you good, buddy? It almost looked like he understeered right there.
Yeah, because we saw through a couple of occurrences so far this actual Grand Prix and Emilia Romagna Grand Prix this season and the real-life Formula 1 calendar. We've also seen it so far, myself personally, through practice, where you can clip that inside curve and the car will just lose it back in. He looks like he just kind of just drove off the track, understeered off.
Yeah, on board with Ritzy, the man, the myth, the legend, the Red Panda family. In 10th place, coming around in the second sector. He's coming up the hill. Nice little double left-hander here. And then he was saying down into Aqua Minerale, where a lot of trouble is going to happen this week, or has happened this week, especially in realistic and tier 4. Keeps it nice and clean through there as he comes through the second sector split. Zach is going to finish his lap time. Zach coming off with an 18 flat. That's not a bad lap from Zach, as that's a yellow flag in sector 2.
That's Tosa. I believe that is the Red Bull, maybe a CSR Ferrari. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's not a bad lap considering of what happened in, the Villeneuve chicane. But around the final corner at Ravazza, Ritzy and the Mercedes will go to the line this time. He's a reserve filling in, and he goes up provisional pole, a 15-1 for the Mercedes. That's not a bad lap at all. No limit to the next one behind him. Mercedes-powered car, he goes up, and he invalidated that lap. But his teammate Ed Ronha, Ritzy he goes now in the second position. So now Mercedes 1-2 provisionally so far, and I think that's Box Gerbil starting a flying lap in the Aston Martin. DeBiz coming through Ravazza now.
Yep, it's going to be DeBiz and then Groggy Oregano. DeBiz is going to throw it up. Whoa, who's that spinning? Oh, that's Ed. What happened?
They have touched the curb in the exit of the Tamburello chicane but it seems so far we've had a couple of promotions so far in the qualifying already. We've seen a majority of guys going on the soft compounded tire. CSR Ferrari did his lap, same with DeBiz. Heatwave and Mozzie, both on the mediums. They're second and fourth. That's a really good showing so far. Those guys, you've seen almost everyone, except for Toneless Death, out on the circuit. Is there rain in the horizon?
I did not get a weather report from the drivers. Wondering if Heatwave sent me. He did not. So on board with Gerbil, who didn't set a purple sector 2, but had a purple he's just going to invalidate through the chicane. That's tough. But that chicane is another spot here, too. If the drivers don't get it right, they're going to be losing a lot of time. I did it last night, and then I gained time back. So this track, like Abu Dhabi last week, is going to be another endurance race of who can keep it on the circuit for 32 laps and keep it clean.
Yeah, that will be a huge talking point, as well as penalties and validations. We already talked about it. But by the way, look at the top 3, all within 0.05 of a second, with Ritzy and No Limit within 2 of a second. That's crazy. Those gap between those two top 3 cars, I should be more specific. But we've had so far a really good qualifying session as we've gone through the first 7 or so minutes so far.
Oh, Schweller! Had a little bit of a moment through Aqua Minerale as Ferrari's going to do a fourth. Wow.
That is a 5/10 gap between him and Ritzy. Now that's going to be an incredible lap and maybe even a hard lap to beat. And speaking on that Sweller, wow, I wish I could have seen it, but the camera angle showed us a wall. So there's that.
Yeah, he went into Aqua Minerale. I think he just carried too much momentum and broke for the corner and just lost the rear end of the car. So he's going to come in, collect himself, probably a set of softs, and then go back out again. As Gerbil is doing another lap, so this would be his second lap on these softs.
Right now, what I've noticed is you have to have a really good qualifying session, but you don't have to. You know, I mean, it's kind of counterintuitive, kind of an oxymoron. You have to have one, but you don't to be successful. You think, well, that doesn't make sense at all. Wow. Gerbil goes up to second. But if you have a good qualifying session, it puts yourself out of harm's way going down in the run of the Tamburello chicane, or maybe down into Aqua Minerale in the first lap. But you've seen through realistic, we've seen it through tier 3, tier 4, and you don't have to be on the front row of the grid to actually win the race. Let's look back to realistic. Back on Thursday, we saw Deer Hunter had a qualifying ban. He started from the 17th position. He went up to first. He won that race. Well, who finished second? Cookie, who was on pole. So it's you have to have a good qualifying session to stay out of trouble, but you don't have to have good qualifying to not win. You know what I'm saying here? It's difficult to say.
Yeah, it's an up and down scenario. You want to be up front so that way you're not in the midst of all the chaos in the backfield. We only have 12 drivers here, but still anything can happen. But if you are in the back, you can obviously just hang back and let everyone ahead of you just battle and damage themselves, and you just pick up the pieces from there. So anything really can happen. It's shown time and time again with these races that we keep doing, and it's sad to say that this is the finale, but it's interesting to see on what is going to happen, because I'm excited for this.
Oh, I'm excited indeed. It's obviously the last round, the last time we're going to see these guys for the Tier 2 Championship out on track in Season 7 before we start the whole cycle again in about a couple of weeks' time. Ed Throna, by the way, is going to start his flying lap once more. Groggy is
he's got No Limit ahead of him, though. Is No Limit going to get out of the way?
Right now, it's not close enough to bring it back, but he actually...
he went very deep into turn 1.
Yeah, that's going to already hamper
I think he might be okay. Let's see what the Sector 1 time is. Oh, he's going to go very deep there. He's going to keep it valid just... Wow, he's 9,000. Wow. Okay. Negate everything I just said. Ends up 9/10 of a second in the first sector alone.
Wow. If he can keep it up, he could possibly go up into the 8th position past Mozzie, who could possibly get past Groggy, who's also on a flying lap. That was narrowly invalidated, and that one is invalidated.
That's an ouch. Ooh, the biz.
Groggy's going to be the next one to the line, who's actually going to complete his lap. He's going to toast it now in the Alpine. He's had he's now invalidated, but that's kind of the summation of what happened so far this season for Groggy. He's had a difficult season, a promising start to the calendar and the campaign. He's like, he was so ambitious. He's like, this is a very good challenge I could possibly take on myself, because it's different than what he's had in the past, where he's kind of been that midfield to top runner in the last couple of championships he's been in. This is all new, trying to fight for these points week in and week out. This is going to be a really difficult but a very enjoyable championship. Well, 24 rounds later, he's completely going off against what he said. He's like, this was not necessarily, it was a lot harder than I especially thought it was going to be. And he just not enjoyed it. You saw a couple of rounds so far this season has kind of proved that statement. And, Groggy, he may be one of the drivers that is going to forget about this championship. On the other hand, the man in front of him, Mozzie, he may be one to remember this championship. Obviously, getting that Constructors for Alfa Romeo. But, I mean, if you take back a couple seasons ago, back to Season 6 and Season 5, back then he was Silk and Ginger, but now at Mozzie, you've seen a kind of improvement over these seasons, and now he's going to wish for an improvement on this flying lap to the line. He goes in the Alfa Romeo. He does go up an improvement and up to 6th.
Yeah, I said it last night. I actually turned my season around from round 12 once I got that podium in Spa. And from there, everything's just gone up and up for me. And then toward the end of the season, I wrapped up the Constructors last week for Alfa Romeo. I told Phantom, I'm not used to that kind of pressure trying to fight for Constructors. And just having a teammate like Phantom to, just give you that support, that's what you need in a teammate, is just giving you support and motivate. Zach is going to go up to P3. But giving you the support and the momentum that you need to keep going and keep fighting for the championships and the points, and hopefully we can carry that out through next season in Season 8.
Speaking of, by the way, the championships, Alfa Romeo has had an absolute Season 2, remember. And obviously the 4 tiers, a majority of them have had a very interesting championship fight. For example, go look at Tier 3 not too long ago. We had obviously a last round championship between Ron and Gary, which, by the way, that went to the Mercedes of Gary. And we also had a 3-way fight for the championship there as well, with Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, and Mercedes, which, by the way, CSR Ferrari, speaking of this one Ferrari, he goes in marginally quicker by about 4/10. He's now a 14.2. But what I've seen, as well goes to the line, by the way, and he goes up to 2nd.
Wow!
That's
Where'd that lap come from?
Been on board with that. We kind of a nice and tidy and very quick lap, obviously, as he goes up to 2nd position. But back on Alfa Romeo, they've had, a very, very good season. You've seen some of the highlights. You've seen some of the send-off. They won the championship for both drivers and constructors in Tier 1. They won the championship here in Tier 2, both drivers and the constructors with Sweller's team. And in Tier 3, they had that chance to win the constructors. And by the way, they lost that on a tiebreaker. It was 408 points to Mercedes, 408 points to Alfa Romeo. It went to wins. It tied there, 6 apiece. It went to second places, where they had 1 less second place. So Mercedes wins both championships in Tier 3, but they still locked up both in Tier 4, and it's been an absolutely amazing season for Alfa Romeo. In all the tiers, Draghi did not like that invalidation in the final quarter, though.
No, I wasn't on board with him. I'm on board with Gerbil. But yeah, you know, it's sad to see the season end. You know, we've gone, I want to say 22 races that you and I have been together in the booth. You know, I'm gonna say I'm gonna miss it because, you know, we started out, you know, not really knowing each other, and then afterwards we're just like up here shooting the shit and having a good time in the booth. You know, that's another thing too, is just having someone in the booth that you can actually, you know, get to know and have fun with and just make jokes about it while there's the race going on and there's nothing happening. So, you know, it's going to be sad, like I said, over and over again, you know, it's going to be sad the season's ending, but at least we're ending it on a high at Imola, especially with anything that can happen. So, as Heatwave actually went to P3.
Yeah, he did. He said back in the chat, actually.
There goes Gerbil.
Yeah, he does. He goes up and beats it. By the way, that's a 34 millisecond gap between him and Sweller's team. And Gerbil could still actually get second place in the championship here. It's not locked up for Wraith, and it very well could be going to that Aston Martin. But speaking back on Heatwave, he said he could possibly do his theoretical maybe 14-3. At the moment, if he could do that, that's really close to CSR Ferrari on provisional pole right now. With 4 minutes left in the session, there's only 3 cars left on track. One's doing an outlap just now and throwing on the Mercedes.
Yeah, so I was just reading the Discord message. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because last night when I was doing qualifying, I thought my PB was like a 15-7, I think, at this track. And then I ended up doing a 16-1, which actually put me P3 on the grid. So, like you were saying, you know, starting position really is a big thing here, but it really isn't. So, you got that long run into turn 1, or turn 2, rather, I should say, like Mexico. So anything really can happen from the start of the race to the end. So hopefully these guys, you know, keep it clean and I don't make any sad Wario noises like last week.
Yeah, if you notice that on the highlights from a week ago, there's a little extra hidden Easter egg. And yes, that was Redeemer, and yes, it was an actual sound.
I honestly, I watched it back on YouTube and I said I was lost for words and then noise. That's literally what happened. So, also Thomas death in the Ferrari. Well, I was gonna say Williams for a second. Gosh. Good to see him out here tweaking. Obviously, the Tier 2 coordinator is unable to join us for this weekend, the season finale. So, he will be missed for the season finale. But good to see Thomas here after having a citywide power outage. Nonetheless, good to see him here and on the circuit.
That's the Alpine of Garagi, but the next one to cross the line for his flying lap, I believe he's going to the Mercedes Vetronha. He's gone on the exit of Tosa. Now on the run to Piratella in a couple seconds time. Now we've seen this corner could actually be very crucial to this race. If you go a little bit too far wide there, you can grab a time penalty or a warning, especially of how many warnings you have. You need 3 to get a time penalty here, but this is going to be the corner.
Oh, he went really slow.
Yeah, it's Aqua Minerali. That's the corner that's really caught a ton of people out so far this weekend. We've seen chaos, we've seen spins, we've seen yellow flags like the one in the Piratella.
Yeah, we also last night in Tier 4, he just lightly tapped the wall and just died. Also, I'm gonna go and hit you for texting me that message in Discord. Anyways, we're gonna keep on board with Ed and see what he can do across the line. Does he improve on his lap time? He does not. So I believe the next one is going to be Mozzie.
So, what I honestly think could be a huge talking point, like I've already said so far, is going to be those, obviously, the track limits. That's going to be another big talking point as well. The line goes up to 6th. But it's also going to be really the spatial aspect of this circuit. Go look down into the Villeneuve chicane, or look down into the Tamburello chicane. And by the way, the next one to the line I think is going to be Thomas. Yeah, which it is. But those corners, especially trying to make an overtake there, it's going to be huge. Speaking of huge, Thomas up the mediums. Goes to 11th. Behind him, though, Heatwave is going to get a little bit of silhouette from the Ferrari. He may have a ton of momentum and a ton of speed going down into Tamburello.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. This track with the DRS, it's so powerful. You can be 6 cents behind the car ahead as Thomas Steph is. No. Oh, he went on the what happened?
I don't know.
Back to what I was saying. The DRS here at this track, it's so powerful. You can be 7 tenths behind the car ahead and not use your ERS button, and you would gain at least 4 to 5 tenths on the car ahead without using your ERS button. So it'll be interesting to see what happens during the race with that DRS and how drivers attack the drivers ahead if they want to make those moves.
Speaking of attacking, Mozzie's joined the line. He needs to get a lap done now. He does. 10 seconds left to go in the qualifying session. It's now or never. No limit next to the lineup. He goes up to 5th position. Next up is going to be Toneless Death, which I do not think he's going to improve since he's off the track a couple of times. To the line, checkered flag. Sweller's team did not make it. Heatwave across now through Ravazza and the Alpha Tauri. Can he go and target that 14.3 he was talking about? Can he do it up to the line? He does. 600 separates first and second. Next up the line is going to be Zach the Beast up next. I'm sorry, it was Gargi Regano. He goes up to 10th. Ahead of Zach the Beast is going to be Ritzy in the Mercedes through Ravazza. On his return from a couple of weeks, his last one was at Russia. Can he go and make a good send-off? Going to qualifying, he goes up to 5th. Zach the Beast, he goes up to 5th now. He's up in that position. Next up behind him, he's on provisional pole. CSR Ferrari's invalidated. Can it stay? Gerbil's going to be the one to take it. He's also invalidated, and that may actually do it.
What just happened?
Crashed at Piratella.
I was on board with him as he was just. I wonder if he lost it and then he just went in the wall and then his whole car like ate the tire barrier.
See Ed Toronto, can he get down to the bottom 2? Yes, he can up to 10th. He'll start on these tires. So now everyone in the top 10 will start on the soft compound tire. Ed Toronto has to start on his 3 laps. Oh, soft compound tire. That may come back to haunt him.
Minika, please stop. I don't want to hear any more Wario noises from you. He's gonna torture me for the rest of my life with that noise. I swear.
It's usually what happens whenever something happens on stream. It's held up to, I guess, over your head for a long period of time. But that's gonna be qualifying done for the final session of the season. We have the race.
Like a damn mistletoe where it just follows you all the time. Yo, how was we gonna go there? I saw the one where it was like an actual video or Family Guy doing it with Stewie, and I laughed harder than I should have with that one. Being all honest.
Hey, at least you admitted it though.
Oh, you know.
If it makes you laugh, it makes you laugh. But,
I mean, there's. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, speaking of it makes you laugh, it means something. You have a chance to go do something with it. Well, that's what it means to the rest of these drivers. These 12 have one more round to do something, to make something out of nothing, to fight for any extra points, any extra positions in both the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship. Except for Swell's team, he's going to be on a leisurely drive. But Cesar Ferrari takes provisional pole. He now takes it the actual pole of the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix by 0.06 of a second over Heatwave and the Alpha Tauri. 2 Hondas on the front row. As well as seeing the champion behind him in third. Bob Scherble, his championship protagonist a couple of weeks ago. Now it's going to be just his regular old compatriot in the Canadian. It's going to be an all-Canadian row 2. Zach the Beast in 5th with Ritzy in 6th on his return. Head of No Limit in 7th. Mozzie in 8th. DeBiz 9th. And Edron rounds out the top 10. All will start on the soft C4 compounded tire. With Groggy Regano will have a free choice of tire in 11th, and Tona Seth will have it in 12th position. So far, we have a clean and quick qualifying. What do we have in store for the race?
I hope he brought enough popcorn.
May need a little bit more.
Alright, Minico, run to the store, get us more popcorn. Stat!
sounds like it's raining. You hear it?
What?
You hear it in the game. I don't know if it sounds like for you. For me, it sounds like it's raining.
I just hear the crowd just going nonstop.
Then maybe I was going to say maybe I'm going deaf, but you can't go deaf once you're already there.
I mean, this is true, but maybe your hearing is just off.
Oh, I could have told you that.
You have!
You're right. The weather for the race is sunny, by the way, with a little bit of cloud.
Oh, there we go. There's the timer.
There we go. I was wondering what's going on there. Well, now it's gone.
And it's
We'll be back after this.
We're racing.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
And it is lights out, and away we go.
It's lights out, and away we go. And it's lights out, and away we go.
It's the Dutch Grand Prix, and it's lights out, and away we go.
We're already going.
Now, a bit delayed a little.
You are watching the Breakout Racing League on Twitch.
All right, we're back again. Like I said, sunny with a little bit of clouds for the race itself. And everyone in the top 10 has to start on those C4 soft compounded tires for the race. And so far, Craigie, Reagan, and Tony Staff have chosen the mediums. So how much will that come back to haunt them in that first stint? Because obviously, it's most likely going to be a soft to medium compounded race, or maybe even a soft to hard. Which, by the way, Groggy goes on to the softs as he gets that chance. So formation lap for the final time is underway here in Imola. So, it's going to be CSR Ferrari ahead of Heatwave. Thomas Death down in 12th with his fellow Ferrari-powered car. And the champion of Tier 2. Third, close in with his fellow Canadian. Butcher 1-4th, Zach Mason 5th, Ritzy 6th, no limit 7th, 8th being Mozzie, 9th being Miz, and 10th being Ed Roha and Mercedes. Rocky Reagan and Tony Step tires on the only one.
Looking to tune in to the Breakout Racing League? Here are all of the BRL tiers so you can never miss a stream.
I don't know actually you went to that. Disregard. Apparently when I was trying to close the tab, it put the add-on for a split second.
Oh, nice. This is why we can't have nice things.
No, it's exactly why we can't have nice things. Maybe it didn't. There it goes. Yeah.
Now you're starting to sound like Wario. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of knew it happened. And yeah, that's why we don't have nice things.
You can't blame me this time. I didn't do nothing.
I'm not blaming you. So, okay,
Just
back
waiting
to
for a
saying.
DM from Minico.
And we were talking about how the penalties could also be a huge factor in this race. The previous 5 races have at least 50% of the grid with penalties. Well, if we have seen anything so far this weekend, that may as well be, well, maybe 75 to 80% of the grid here tonight. But it's the inaugural Emilia Romagna Grand Prix in BRL. And for Honda, it's a great start with the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri on the front row. CSR Ferrari winning the inaugural pole position for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Heatwave not too far off, but now it's going to be a rundown to Tamburello. Who gets the better start? Who gets the better traction? That's going to be the ultimate story here tonight as we go for the lights. One final time. It's been a season of amazement. It's been a season of action. It's been a season of chaos. It's been a season of controversy. But the season will have to end eventually. We look to the lights for the final time. And it's lights out, and away we go. And one final time we go. Not a really good start from CSR Ferrari wheel spin. Really good start from Butch Turbo. Down to the turn 1 we go. It's going to be a huge run down into Tamburello for the first time. Around the outside, it's going to be Heatwave. He's going to be on the curves, rambling around. Heatwave looks like he's got it stayed. He's going to be still there, but Josh Turbo's now around the outside. He now takes the lead. CSR Ferrari, Steve, is now making the move down into the middle of chicane. He will get that move stuck. It's going to be the championship protagonist from a couple of weeks ago. Off the track goes CSR Ferrari. He's in a horrid first couple of corners, but it's been Gerbil from Sweller, from No Limit, up a couple of positions now on the podium. Ritzy, Zach the Beast, Heatwave, Mozzie around goes CSR Ferrari. His start's gone from bad to even worse.
Yeah, and I think Heatwave actually has wing damage out of all that commotion that happened. I saw a little bit of wing fly off.
He does. He lets everyone through down into Aqua Minerale. No left in plate for the AlphaTauri. It started off as a Honda 1-2. They're now 11th and 12th respectively. So through the first lap, we've had drama already. with Heatwave being down in 12th. Much Durable and Swell's team in first and second. Zach DeBisto making a move on Ritzy down into Ravazza for the first lap completed. Here we go. And the Williams gets ahead of that. So DRS will be inactive in about 2 laps time. We'll actually be able to see how much strength that drag reduction system actually has.
Zach was actually blinking red on board with Ritzy. Zach's lights were actually blinking red on the back of his Williams. So that's interesting to see already.
He may have hit the deployment limit per lap, but right now it looks like everyone got away clean except for the two Hondas, Heatwave and CSR Ferrari, that made contact down in Tamburello. But it's going to be Gerbil from Sweller, 1.2 seconds. The gap between Sweller and No Limit. Zach the Beast now behind, with Ritzy in 5th, Mozzie, Etron, Groggy, Oregano, I believe, is around in 10th.
Oh, Groggy, buddy.
The horrid season continues for the Alpine.
I will say this about Groggy. He and I raced in another league, and oh, there it goes again. But he's one of those guys, if he's having a bad race, he will keep his head down and push. Even if there's not going to be another safety car, he will keep his head down and he will keep pushing just to see if something happens. Because that's actually CSR Ferrari off again.
He's not had the best of starts in this Grand Prix. Remember, on pole, now he's down to 12th. And, well, theoretically, not been a good race for Heatwave either. He started 2nd, he's now 11th. But Buster went out the fastest lap. He's broken, as you rather say, the DRS margin.
Was Ritzy on Zach?
These two swapping once again.
Zach has actually used like a majority of his battery. That's interesting to see already.
It was the first time that Ritzy and Zach have actually fought each other. And throughout the entire Breakout Racing League tiers from a couple of seasons ago, Ritzy goes deep into the gravel. Off he goes. So that's not going to entice Zach to get through. Will it entice Mozzie? No, he's a little bit too far back. So Zach gets ahead of Ritzy again. This time he has DRS to help him down the main straightaway.
Yeah, Ritzy last lap did the same thing, but he kept it together. I wonder if I think he's pushing too hard. I wasn't on board with him that time when he did it. As you going up, oh, Ritzy, I thought you just had a moment there, buddy.
He did, a little bit of a slide, but once again, it's just...
So does Groggy around.
Not been a great start from the bottom 3. Groggy, Heatwave, and CSR Ferrari.
Yeah, like you were saying with Aqua Mineral, it's almost like it's an off-camber, it's almost like Russia. With that Sector 3, that uphill left-hander. That's what Aqua Mineral reminds me of. It's just an off-camber, weird, awkward right-hander, followed by a left.
That has no traction, as you all know.
Yeah,
it's just very fun.
Yeah. Unless you're in a GT3 car, then it's awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Ritzy on Zach again. Ritzy has the DRS this time, but he kind of stays behind the Williams out into Tamburello. It's going to remain now as it is. So now Mozzie has that DRS, but Ed Perona's not too far away from the biz. The battle for 7th as well. Mercedes trying to get up, even up to his teammate Ritzy in 5th.
Yeah, the Biz actually got past Ed going down the straight, so it just shows you on how powerful that DRS is. It's pretty much the whole straight where you have the DRS, so... I wonder if it's the second longest DRS. No, because China's in there too.
Yeah, China's in there. The Camel
I think
Straight
Mexico.
Spa. Mexico, big one.
Spa's really not that.
It's decently big.
I mean, I think it's Mexico, China, and then Imola. Is the longest DRS straights.
Actually,
ooh, Baku. That's right.
Technically, you have a certified.
Ooh, Groggy's off again. That's
same corner.
3 times. Yeah, it's 3 times in 1 lap, or 3 times in 3 laps. Yeah, I forgot about Baku.
Yeah, and Baku is a very long straight up there with China. Actually, the straight itself is longer than China. The DRS straight, maybe not so much.
Oh, here goes Ritzy. Here's a good show of this how powerful this DRS is. He's not using the button. I think Zach was. Ritzy's just gonna get by him again.
Zach's.
Yeah, just.
So he's already under marginally that 20% threshold. You see it already on the Williams. So he's been using that energy deployment rightfully so, trying to stay ahead of Mercedes behind him. He just can't hold on that much longer.
Yeah, Ritzy actually took the chicane correctly this time, and he stayed on circuit. Congratulations, buddy. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. You know, Ritzy was 6/10 behind Zach, and he just used the press and just gained as he's actually going to go wide into Aquaminerali. That's going to entice Zach to look for a move again. Into the chicane. Zach thinks better of it. He knows he's going to have the DRS coming up. Zach's going to get a good run. Ritzy's not.
By the way, a little bit of a fun fact. If Buck Sherwood finishes anywhere from 6 on up, he will actually grab, I'm sorry, 5th on up, he will grab 2nd place in the race, as once again he cannot contain. Here comes Mazzi on Ritzy, Zach DeVries, I was about to say, but will Zach trying to go for the move on Ritzy? He's closing in to the Mercedes, he's closing into the Mercedes, he's going to go for the Mercedes, down into Tamburello, the wheel-to-wheel again, Ritzy on the curb, a little bit of contact, here comes Mazzi.
Well, who's that off? Oh, that's Sweller off.
We missed that, and here comes Zach DeVries and Mazzi again, fighting more into the Villeneuve chicane this time. Ritzy stays ahead, but now he's on the podium.
Yeah, but look who this is dragging into is the Biz.
Now what's happened to Sweller? He's now had more issues as he's escaping through the gravel in the exit of the Villeneuve chicane.
I think his tires is just overheated.
Could very well be the case. We'll see through Tosa. Yeah, you could see him squirming away on the back of that Alfa Romeo.
Oh no, Ritzy.
That's going to hurt him. First one, I should say, the second one of the day. See if the Ferrari got one a couple laps ago. 3-second time penalty. Right at the end of Ritzy Raccoon's, or Ritzy now. Let's go back, by the way. His end of his race time.
I remember those days. I remember my first race in BRL was Australia. I started P4 and I finished P4 in the Pink Panther.
What season?
5? I think.
Welcome to the club.
No. 4. Because I was in Tier 2 for no reason, and I raced against Skeppy and Maverick.
Yeah.
And I got to like the 4th race. I'm like, why am I here? I am so slow.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely Season 4. Those were good old days. Season 4, Season 5. Nowadays, we're just slow.
I don't know. I'm washed.
Yeah,
You're just a different story. You're a different story.
I washed myself. Well, by the way, gap between first
well, at least you admit it, so that's okay.
Oh yeah, I just don't play the game anymore. But durable and no limit the gap between those
oh,
two.
Ritzy again to Aquaminerali, just getting squirmy.
Yeah, I've seen it through a couple of times already. He's just sliding in the tires as they go off. It's not going to go any better for the Mercedes car. He's actually squirming.
There goes again out of the chicane.
Yeah. And now once again into Rebecca, you can see the McLaren up the road as 4.3 seconds gap between Ritzy and No Limit. No Limit has a 5.5-second gap between him and Box Turbo. We'll see exactly what to make the move this time down the main straightaway. Here's the DRS activates for the win. The rear wing flying open. Extra DRS, extra horsepower, extra straight-line speed. He does.
Oh, here comes Mazzi. Is Mazzi going to get into this battle?
There's nowhere to
Is he
go.
going to look for a move? He's not.
So Zach up to the podium again. He's finished on the podium 2 straight times, both in the second and the 3rd position. Mazzi and Ritzy are still not letting it go.
Yeah, I think these 3 are going to be the ones to watch for the podium position, but Ritzy also carrying that 3-second time penalty. So it's going to hurt him unless, obviously there's a lot more laps to go before this race ends. So it's going to be interesting to see on what happens between now and the end of this GP.
Yeah, there's still a long, long way to go. In fact, there's only 25 laps to go. Maybe we'll start to see pit stops in the coming lap time. We'll probably see who goes on to the hard compound tires, who goes on to the medium compound tires, who plays a strategy call that we haven't seen so far. I said it could be diverse. Will it be diverse?
Do you know off the top of your head what the first lap was for staying unrealistic?
What, first lap was what, time-wise?
No, for the safety car, sorry.
Lap 1, I think.
Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, that's right, this is the whole Aquaminerali
Ritzy again on Zach DeVries. This time it's a mirror image of the last lap. Ritzy goes to the left-hand side and gets ahead of Zach DeVries and up to the podium again.
Yeah, Zach just looks like he's struggling through those set of corners, just trying to get the power down on the softs.
Had to pull a huge defensive maneuver on Mazzi to keep him behind. That was almost close between the two.
Yeah, Mozzie just thinking better of it. Whoa, that's a little bit of lag. Whoa, Zach, what?
A lot of lag.
What just happened?
I believe he lagged behind Mazzi. That now puts Mazzi up to fourth, but crucially, Mazzi's now out of the DRS range of Ritzy.
I wonder if Mozzie is confused as we are.
Oh, probably.
Because I've seen that before. Is that Draghi getting passed by Ferrari? It is. That actually happened to me at Brazil, where I was battling Valkyrie, and Valkyrie just lagged behind me. I was confused, and I didn't know what happened. Yeah. So.
Well,
actually, Mozzie has DRS on Fritz.
So will he be close enough? We'll see. This will be the fourth showcase of the DRS. We talked about it earlier. The Biz pits from
I think he's too far back.
Well, he's gained a significant amount of time. Down into Tamburello he goes. He's only maybe a tenth or so off. Now about 5 tenths.
Yeah, I think he was 8 tenths off starting that onto the straight. So I think really you need to be within 6 tenths of the car ahead in order to get the full effect of that powerful DRS.
Well, there's the strategy call that I said could be diverse. 2 stop for DeBiz. Soft to soft, he has to utilize either the medium or the hard from here. He cannot finish on the soft.
I mean, mediums from here would make it.
Which is interesting call from the Haas. We'll see how it plays out. There's still a long way to go. In fact, there's about 23 laps to go.
As I say, sort of us can do math because I cannot math or anything.
I hesitate.
And yes, I did graduate. But yeah, I was gonna say it was about 20. When you said 20, and then you just kind of stopped, I was like, "There's gonna be 23. No limit's gonna get the time penalty."
Yeah, so there you go. That's now 2 cars in the top 5. Oh, and a 3-second time penalty. They might have been a better race time. So they need to get out of that 3-second gap.
Here's the full effect of that DRS. Is Mozzie was in 5 tenths.
Exactly.
Oh, Ritzy. But he's still not close enough.
Maybe he wants to utilize the DRS, not necessarily to overtake the Alfa Romeo, but to just kind of bring him along. But
You mean overtake the Mercedes? Tonas, you good, buddy?
Medium's on for Zach De Beest. He'll go to the end of the Grand Prix.
Ooh, Tonas has wing damage.
Does he? What's happened there for the Ferrari? That must have occurred a couple of corners ago. That's recent.
Yeah, I caught him going slow through turns 2 and 3, and I didn't understand why. And then I looked, and he's got left end plate missing.
So that's going to be a significant amount of damage to that Ferrari. He needs to go back to the pit lane and get off of those mediums as quick as possible. Change that front wing. We could probably see him for a hard compound tire. The C2, first one of the race. Never mind. See if Ferrari goes and takes that spot.
I wonder if he doesn't know. Where did the gap go between Ritzy and No Limit? Because No Limit's actually going to pit.
That'll be why.
Mozzie is going to pit.
So Ritzy stays out. He'll go 1 extra lap on the softs, but No Limit goes in for the mediums. Mozzie goes in at the same time, and he'll go on
for the mediums as well.
Yeah.
And that's Ferrari around.
Not been his day. Estrona's in as well.
As Thomas is going to throw on a set of softs.
So where does Zach come out in all of this? Gets ahead of Estrona and Thomas. Does he get ahead of Mozzie? No, he doesn't. Mozzie actually gets well ahead of Zach De Beest. What's happened there? Yellow flag. What's happened here?
I think it was Schweller.
It may have been. He took a bit. He's now 34 seconds off the lead. And right in front of No Limit, he just came into the pit lane.
I don't see any significant damage though to Schweller, so. Oh, No Limit is gonna. Oh, I thought that was gonna go for a move. I was gonna love tap him, I think.
Running wide through Piratella. As well as see now into Aqua Minerali. Bosch Turbo pits in front. Schweller goes and stays ahead of No Limit. But he still needs to stop. Where does the Alfa Romeo come in? Does he hold on to this? Or does he try to let No Limit through? No Limit's not going to give it up. Not going to just back down. The close team's not going to let him through. Ritzy's a little bit though.
Yeah, it's almost like No Limit is just pushing Swallow through this track at the moment.
Right now,
They're playing bump cars all over again.
they have basically bumped driving each other through the circuit. Well,
And they got Swallow.
So that's not going to help No Limit in his fight with Ritzy, who it may be really close to the exit of the pit lane. You see the Mercedes? It's not even close at all.
No, but it's going to be close between him and Mozzie. Oh, this is going to be really close. Wow.
Mozzie gets ahead of him. And that's a crucial
What an
move.
overcut.
Amazing overcut.
No, that's an undercut, sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Would have been an amazing overcut for Ritzy to get ahead of him, but wasn't the case. Swellow's team comes into the lane. Not a good race so far for the Alfa Romeo. The champion, which he doesn't really necessarily care as much. He's already locked in champion. There's nothing for him to lose.
Well, there's our first victim.
At Aqua Minerale, that's going to be CSR Ferrari. It has not been a day to remember for the Ferrari. For CSR Ferrari, the Red Bull itself.
Yes, Ritzy actually has a comfy gap over Zach behind his. Zach has pretty much drained his battery again.
Yes, he has. He's trying to stay with Mozzie. He just hasn't been able to do so. He's closed up a tad bit, but now he's behind. He's trying to actually grab the DRS once more. Ritzy and Mozzie ahead of him, who may actually be marginally losing that gap to get the DRS from the bids in a couple of laps time, so he has to come in and stop anyway. No Limit fastest lap, 17.1. But here it comes, Ritzy on Mozzie. He's not going to hold back. He's going to the right-hand side a lot easier. CSR Ferrari retires to the pit lane, and Ritzy goes through into fourth.
Also, why is this? Oh, Ritzy! Oh, that was almost close to a Wario moment there, buddy. But why is the speed trap at the end of the final? I don't understand that. You would think the speed trap would be down into turn 2.
Is it actually the end of the final corner?
It's pretty much like the end of the 2 final corners. Like, if you look on the track map, where Botch Dribble is, it's at the end of the straight.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Makes no sense.
I don't know about that. But we've lost CSR Ferrari as look at the move. Mozzie past Ritzy. That's because Aqua Minerale has not been helpful to the Mercedes, almost in the back of the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, it just looks like Ritzy is just struggling just a little bit through that one corner, but everywhere else he seems like he's fine. So, just gonna have to keep his head down and keep going and try to do something different through that one section of the corner track.
Oh, Zach the Beast almost lost the car. That's a good save for the Williams, but he's not going to lose a lot of time on the straightaway.
Yeah, as Mozzie's trying to break the slipstream, just look how powerful this DRS is. Again, as Ritzy's going to look for a move on the outside.
What happened in the grass a bit in trying to make that move, and I honestly had flashbacks of Russell and Bottas. But thankfully for Ritzy and for Mozzie, that didn't happen. Sweller's the fastest lap now.
Sweller's going to take the fastest lap.
By about, actually, I think that was 16 hundredths of a second faster than his
teammate.
No,
it's 15.
Or 15 milliseconds faster than his teammate. Wow.
No limit.
Oh, no limit. Okay, well then, you know what?
You were close. I'll give you. It's okay.
I knew the time.
Yeah, I said to give you props. Why are you gonna be so hostile?
I'm sorry.
No, I quit.
Mid-race. Why can't you wait to the end of the race? I've had enough of you already.
I want to race. You're doing this for free.
You know what? I'm getting in CSR Ferrari's car. It has four wheels on it.
Let me go take another car. I'll just start driving the track.
I'll take the spare Williams car and go out and drive. I don't care. I'm 16 laps down.
Heck. I'm kidding, Zach. In all fairness, yeah. Words. English, no. As he would go, Mozzie gaining on the back of Ritzy. He's not going to look for the move. There he was. In all honesty, if I was to jump in this race, I'd probably take... With the 12 drivers, we're missing a full team. What team is that? Let me think. Are we not?
No. Mercedes, 1 Red Bull, 1
Yeah, I can't. No, actually.
1 Haas,
who is that?
1 Alfa Tauri, 1 Alfa Romeo. Actually, 2 Alfa Romeos, actually. So like his pass thrown. Now, speaking of an Alfa Romeo. 1 Williams. And 1 Alfa.
I'll probably jump in the other Red Bull and just be a solo teammate.
You know, I'll help out Thomas Steph best that I can. Some of the stuff that's down to me, but hey,
Yeah. Blue flag. Blue flag.
Turbo's had, by the way, an incredible start in the first set of this race. He's almost up to 10-second gap over No Limit in second, who has about a 2-second gap over Biz in third. He's still getting a catastrophe. 2? What? Okay, don't worry about it.
What did you say? Your cat's broke?
My brain's It's been 1 round too many. I was perfectly fine at Abu Dhabi.
I think 24 races of us, or 22 races of us being together, I'm starting to wear off on you with not being able to speak.
See, I was happy over the course of this season because I stuttered a lot in the last 2 seasons of me commentating, and I was so happy. And then you came, and now you're wearing off on me. You know.
I think we can't be in the booth together anymore. I think that's what it is.
I agree. I'm walking out now. See you later.
Oh no! Come back!
I'm back.
I'm back. I need the neuralizers. Also, what's interesting to see though is the Biz is not losing touch with. Okay, never mind. I take back that. Minko, I swear if you say anything about that, bro, I will hit you with a potato.
Well, first off, why is a potato your weapon of choice? And second off, that's what you get, I think, for insulting him a week ago.
He didn't even hear it, so that's fine. He didn't even hear me insult him. No, he didn't. He wasn't watching the stream, I guess.
How dare you not watch a Tier 2 stream? That's disgraceful of you.
I watched it. I was here.
Not you. Why would I insult the one who's into me making the comment?
I don't know.
The action has kind of dialed off a bit. As you see now, it's going to be into the end of the Grand Prix. Ritzy Mouse, Jack the Beast are having a little bit of a tussle. Kind of leading nose to tail. Yellow flag through. That is through Aqua Minerali. I believe
that's just groggy.
It was groggy.
He was just letting the guys by. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, no matter what Groggy's been through, he's always put his head down and he's always finished the race no matter what, so. I'm giving him props, you know, like you said, it's not been the best seasons for him, so hopefully he can rebound for next season and see what he can do next season. And go from there.
I would give it to Groggy.
Yeah, I mean, the man has just chopped it through every condition thrown at him. As Mozzie might look for the move on Ritzy. He's looking to the left-hand side. He's going to get by him cleanly. Is that going to be enticing this move? He is not. He's actually heat waves into the pits for softs.
So now he's going to be the last driver to make the pit stop. Thomas Steph, I do not think, can make it to the end of the Grand Prix. He may have to go again.
I
don't think I can.
It's going to be close.
16 laps.
It's going to be close.
I will hope a soft compound tire can make it 22. Heatwave may have had front wing damage. That may have been the reason. Either that or...
No, he just threw on softs.
No,
he just threw on top.
I go, I can't drive.
Who what?
Heatwave.
Oh.
Ritzy had the same, or a similar moment. The exit of Aqua Normali again. This time, lucky for him. He doesn't lose much time. He's behind him, and now look at this near restraint. It's heated up. Thomas Steph, though, has time penalty process.
So, can I just mention something? Out of the 11 drivers we have left, 4 don't have penalties.
There you go. That's already more than half, by the way. DeBiz now has a time penalty again. So that means, well, only Groggy Regano.
Oh, Mozzie going left.
He's going to go really defensive here. Ritzy may make the move. He goes to the right.
Oh, here comes Zach. This is going to be enticing.
It will be enticing. Zach DeBiz now to the right of Mozzie in the Alfa Romeo. He makes that move stick. Mozzie went from 3rd to 5th and won straight away.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, though, what Mozzie and Zach do. You know, obviously not having penalties. As penalty situation is, No Limit, Ritzy, Thomas, Sweller, Ed, and Heatwave all have 3 seconds, and DeBiz is the only 6-second time penalty winner at the moment.
So, it's right now, remember, with Vincey's penalty, and if they can catch up to no limit in front of them, Zach and Mozzie could be on the podium, but that's not guaranteed. They may not catch up to no limit in front of them. So what do these two do? These two will have to fight tooth and nail for, theoretically, this position in fourth. Because what if they, I mean, they don't have to go and overtake Ritzy, but they would want to, because obviously they want to get it on track. But due to penalties, so this would be the aggression level between Zach and Mozzie.
Out of the top 5 though, Ritzy's on the newest compound tires.
Very true. So they can also
just use him and just bring, have him bring them up to no limit. Yeah, I'm starting not to speak already.
Well, speaking of, let's talk about the positions gained so far this Grand Prix. Up 5, no limit from 7th to 2nd, but up 6, Toneless Death from 12th to 6th.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say who the loser is. I'd feel bad.
I won't. CSR Ferrari has had an atrocious Grand Prix.
Yeah, this is why we can't have nice things, Gatra.
No, we do feel for him. It's obviously his pole position this season, and that was his first pole. Ironically, both drivers that came in for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, CSR Ferrari and Zach DeBees. Oh, speaking of Zach DeBees, he's around at Aquaminerali.
Oh, no.
Keeps it out of the barriers, but that car just left on him. It left way early.
Wow. I missed it completely.
Well, speaking of feeling bad, that's just unfortunate. Back what I was going to say, both Zach DeVries and CSR Ferrari, who both joined in Saudi Arabia, have both gotten a pole in the ensuing races. So that's something they both can hold for good measure so far in this Tier 2 championship.
Also, a side note, Ritzy has gained 0.6 in 1 lap on no limit.
He has. He's closed that gap up a bit. He's down. Remember,
He's already taken 0.2 out before the first sector.
does no limit have damage? No, he doesn't. Not that I can see.
Is he just trying to nurse the tires, I wonder?
Could be. Look in the tires now. Only 1 lap older tire than Ritzy, so I wouldn't necessarily know unless he's more abusive on his tires than the Mercedes is. But, that's also talking about, we've seen the Mercedes slide so many times right here in Aquaminerali.
Why, actually, that was a nice line, that lap.
It was.
I don't know what he did or what Ritzy has done on this stint, but who's this? Is that Groggy? Groggy is victim number 3 for Aquaminerali.
Well, it's not been a race for CSR Ferrari. Draghi right now. Heatwave even. You see he's now actually battling Ed Perlhut, battle for the 9th position, who by the way spins around.
Ed's gonna
just kind of parks it there and goes back around.
He's just gonna park it there in the tire. There's a Marshall post right there. Might as well. That actually is right where Frizy crashed last night, in that same exact spot as Thomas is in. Dang it. Okay, Ritzy is taking out a full second now in the last 2 laps.
Well, he's now could be in very good contention this podium. Could we see it?
It's gonna be interesting. So, Mozzie actually. This could get interesting.
Good. Mozzie could find a way to get 2nd position for Alfa Romeo and 2nd position for himself. That would be a great finish for him. Looking back on the season standings, so far Mozzie's best finish for the course of this season has been P3. So if he can grab P2, this will be his best finish. He would love that.
Where did he finish P3? I remember doing an interview with him.
Spa.
Was it Spa?
Yes, Belgian Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, it was that way. It was 12 rounds ago. Okay, my memory. Yeah.
There is no memory. Okay.
No, there really isn't. My memory dead.
by the way, between No Limit and Botch Sherrill has increased again by about 4 to 5 seconds. The gap now 13.7, almost 14 seconds the gap between McLaren and the Aston Martin. He's been on a clinic so far, and he just wishes that this was the opportunity for him to win the championship. Which, by the way, the championship winner just got a penalty and the fastest lap.
What, really?
Yes, he did.
No, that was Heat Wave.
Okay, live
Yep.
blame.
I don't blame you. No, okay, thank you. But yeah, no, like you were saying, the gap between Botch, Dribble, and No Limit reminds me of last night in Tier 4 when I was in P2 and Streller was in P1 and he was just gone. So.
It's actually not been what we were talking about. We didn't say it as a talking point, thankfully, because that would have been words that would have come back to haunt us. But we did not see, other than maybe the battle between Ritz and Mozzie and Zach to be a DRS train.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we, kind of glad you brought that up, but I wonder what would happen if Zach's actually going to pit maybe a fastest lap attempt. Yeah, that's something we normally would see in one of these races, and we just haven't seen it today, other than, like you were saying, those 3 drivers of Ritzy, Mozzie, and Zach, so.
By the way, Zach Beast pits onto the soft season, and we'll try to go for fastest lap, but he's actually and maybe even Thomas Death. It's going to be close. I think he may edge him out, which, by the way, Thomas goes for the fastest lap and gets it. 16.4.
Yeah, Zach is actually going to be ahead by about 1.5 seconds over Toneless. And Ritzy is 1.5 seconds behind No Limit, so.
Yeah, he's made his ground up on the McLaren in front of him. He would absolutely love a chance to get on the podium. He understands he's actually in contention to get it no matter what if he continues his gap gain on Mozzie. By the way, Thomas seems to find himself up to 5th. Really good recovery drive from the champion. He's got the 5th now. So, but like I was saying, Fritz, he could possibly actually get a podium even if he doesn't pass No Limit. 2.1 seconds, now 2.2. Ahead of Mozzie, he needs a second gap. It's a 3-second window to stay in that position. Well, now he's blinking, he's energy harvesting, he's under 20%. He's going to be hard to overtake No Limit ahead of him, but he's only 1.3 seconds off, which, by the way, yellow flag.
I believe that's for Ed on the exit of Aqua Mineralia again.
It looked, whenever I saw it, he was still moving, so I thought it was just, may have just been Ed.
Turbo's got a 14.4 second gap now. Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about demanding your.
Oh,
Oh, No Limit, buddy.
That's going to be even better for Ritzy and even better for Mozzie, because now it's almost guaranteed, as long as Mozzie doesn't make any mistakes in the next 7 or so laps, he will come home on the podium at the stands P3, but he could have that a probability of getting P2 if he can stay in that 3-second window of Ritzy.
Yeah, but I mean, anything can still happen, with these laps left, so.
Oh, very much.
Yeah, like, it's still going to be interesting to see on what is going to happen by the end of this GP, so. Actually, if I go look. Ooh, okay. Let's get interesting. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want nothing to happen. So I'm just no, because I know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Commentator's curse. It happens every time. Hey, there you go, Zach.
Zach Louise now has the fastest lap, 63. That'll be an extra point for him. Right now, he will have a total of 5 points to his name down to the 8th position, and he has a chance to catch up to Heat Wave. Only 2.8 seconds on the road now, but it's going to be a little bit of a hill to climb for the Williams. But remember, don't keep out the probability of a safety car. That usually does come in.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it. I said it. You jinxed it.
Shot. The Tier 2 staple of the last couple of seasons. Think back to Holland the last 2 seasons. We had a photo finish at the line at Holland. We had a photo finish this season. I believe, where was that?
I don't remember. I don't think I was there for that one.
regardless, we've had 2 photo finishes at the line. 1 for win, 1 for second. But what could happen? Actually, it may have been Holland both times. That's exactly what it was. Holland both times.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one.
That's probably why. But there's a good chance that could occur here because it's been a staple of Tier 2 to have a late race safety car. Will that show its head here tonight? There's still enough time. It needs to come out around at the end of lap 29. It has to go in by lap 30 for you can get those 2 laps of green flag racing.
Or like we saw in Tier 3 when it was just 1 lap.
Very true. Go out and go immediately back in, so this beginning of lap 30.
Which I honestly found weird because I thought there was a certain set point of laps completed where a safety car couldn't come out. So
yeah, that's not noticed too. But again, we also had that discussion. We actually showed it up on the highlights before the race itself. When we talked about it at Abu Dhabi, we thought we could serve the 10 seconds in the pit lane because you can and I on an actual real life Formula 1 racing, but you can't in the game. So
hey, you also cannot serve a drive-through under safety car.
it's self-imposed scenarios in the game and in real life. That makes sense.
I mean, it'd be nice if you could.
Yeah, but it eliminates the whole point of a drive-through.
Okay.
See what I'm saying here?
No, I see. Whoa, No Limit, what are you doing?
No Limit goes wide. Ritzy goes wide too. Ritzy now going to look through. Oh, and Tosa almost looks like Ritzy may have gotten in the back of the McLaren of No Limit. He's actually going to get better traction through Tosa, but looks like No Limit's going to stay in front. This battle for second place is wide open again. Ritzy's now in contention. Mozzie's not too far behind. He could very well have DRS by the end of this lap. No Limit now harvesting the energy. Is under 20% of his car. Ritzy's going to be around that same threshold as well. Mozzie's now within 1.1 seconds. He's close enough for DRS if he can keep this going into Varianti Alta. Probably give it a time penalty, and Mozzie's within DRS.
Yeah, so now there's 3 drivers that don't have time penalties in this race. So really nice to see that those guys don't have any time penalties as we're on lap 30.
By the way, Zach got past heat wave. Is that no safety car will be deployed as it had to come out now and catch the leaders. So here we go. Ritzy on No Limit. Ritzy around the outside into Tamburello. Over the curbs. No Limit goes. He cuts the corner a bit, but he stays ahead of Ritzy. And I thought when he went over those softest curbs, we're going to have a collision.
Yeah, I think No Limit is just trying to keep his position, but he knows that Zach's going to do another fastest lap. But I think No Limit is just a sitting duck at the moment. So, like I was saying, those time penalties is going to be crucial, and who will get one and who won't will be the telltale of this Grand Prix. So,
right now, if you're Mozzie, you need to just stay here. Don't go off the track. Don't make any mistakes. You have a podium. You have P2 in your wake. But Ritzy right now would love to get past No Limit so he can try to make a gap on the Alfa Romeo of Mozzie. But he doesn't have to overtake No Limit either. Remember, he has a 6 second, and Mozzie has a time penalty. So now is for the podium. Ritzy for second. Mozzie could very well get third if he stays here. But wow, by the way, the gap between Bot Sherbo and No Limit, 17 seconds. Incredible. Here comes Ritzy on No Limit again.
No Limit, that's multiple moves, bro. I caught that.
Here we go, Ritzy on No Limit, down into Tamburello. It was almost contact a lap ago. It will be contact this time. Ritzy clambering over the curbs. Mozzie goes to the right-hand side. He'll try to look for around the outside of the Mercedes into the Villeneuve chicane this time. But it looks like Mozzie will stay behind Ritzy, and that's the second time in 2 laps that No Limit had to go over the sausage curbs to stay ahead of Ritzy. Almost another collision. This time there was contact.
Yeah, No Limit, obviously, leaving multiple different times on the street, which is not allowed per BRL rules and in IRL, unless you're, we're not gonna go there.
Here we go, Rocco Minerali. But to show how big the distance is, we're about to go into Varianti Alta. And Bot Sherbo is about to go across the line to start the final lap. 18, almost 19 seconds. And here comes Ritzy on No Limit. Down almost, gonna be 3 wide down into Ravazza. Oh, look at this.
I
on
think
the
No Limit
grass.
wants the DRS.
He does. Ritzy goes ahead of No Limit. No Limit goes onto the curb. Now looks like Mozzie
I think
may
Ritzy's going to have DRS, though.
He may. No one does. So it's only going to be Mozzie. The top two do not have DRS. No Limit on Ritzy. This will be the battle for second place. Mozzie, Ritzy, who gets it? Ritzy still holds on. He's going to go mid-defensive on No Limit. Mozzie backs out of it. Yellow flag through Ravazza. Mozzie's around and into the barrier.
Oh, no.
No front wing for the Alfa Romeo. That may be his race done and dusted.
No, Mozzie doesn't, the Biz doesn't have a front wing either.
What happened to the Haas, who speeds in the pit lane?
I think he spun final corner.
And
Oh.
retires. But to this man, a week ago it was drama, it was controversy, it was heartbreaking as he didn't get a chance to go bring this race, the championship, to the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Well, a week later, he has gone and absolutely obliterated the field. Botch Gerbil through Ravazza for the final time. He will take the chance to become the most winningest driver in seasons ever in the Breakout Racing League Choo-Choo Championship. He slows down to the line. Botch Gerbil puts on a clinic and wins the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. But battle for second holds on as Ritzy is clear and is going to be ahead of No Limit through the exit of Ravazza. And his chance to come back, he'll grab a podium on his way back. Might as well pick up a P2 while you're there. Ritzy grabs second. No Limit will grab a podium in third. Swellerstein, the champion of the Tier 2 Championship, through the final corner. He won it a week ago, but he completes the season now with a fourth position. Zach the Beast, he pitted. He was in this position before he pitted. Well, now he has the fastest lap in fifth place. He gets past Mozzie at the line. Mozzie had a chance for a podium. It all unraveled on the final lap. Heatwave was seventh position. Toneless Death will finish in eighth position in the Ferrari. Ed Corona will come home with ninth. DeBiz will come home with 10th as Groggy comes home in 11th position for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Actually, he does pass DeBiz at the line, so he grabs a point. There you go, Groggy.
Attaboy. Yeah, like I was saying, that's just that determination, just the point to just putting your head down and finishing the Grand Prix, so.
Great finish from him, and with that, Botch Gerbil now goes up to second in the championship. And I think that is all the moves.
Just the one.
I believe that is it.
Hey, Ritzy with driver of the day. Attaboy.
So Zach goes up a position. He goes past, I believe, Master Plane and Ryan Hurricane to 15th in the standings. And I think that's it. But from this man, Botch Gerbil, started from fourth. We said qualifying didn't matter. He won the Grand Prix.
Yeah, from fourth, so. It just goes to show you what, qualifying isn't everything.
By the way, to the podium sitters, your audio is automatically included, so when we come to you, you don't have to worry about that little box. But now, for the three drivers of the podium, if we can get all three in, we'll go to you after this. But for now, Botch Gerbil ends off the season with the Grand Prix victory. He wins the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix by over 21 seconds. He put on an absolute clinic. Ritzy in second on his way back. Might as well take a podium on his way back. Grabs second for the Mercedes with No Limit in third. Swellerstein, the champion, rounds out the season in fourth with Zach the Beast in fifth with fastest lap. Grab some 11 points to his name and move up in the position tables as well. Mozzie in sixth. He could have had a podium. Heartbreak for the Alfa Romeo because it could have been his second best finish or it could have been his best finish. It just didn't happen. He gets sixth with Heatwave in seventh, Toneless Death eighth, Edson on ninth, Froggy Oregano 10th, and DeBiz and CSR Ferrari. We've lost through Emilia Romagna Grand Prix.
Hey, there he is. One sec. Sorry, Zach was just giving me shit in the tier 2 chat. Gerbil is unable to do podium interviews, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with. No, that's not the right button. With No Limit, I believe it's been a long time coming for you, finishing P3. Congratulations, and walk us through your race.
Honestly, I just got a good start, to be honest. Kind of just launched through
It's that pad
everybody.
traction.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. But yeah, took a break from racing. Got a podium,
Yeah.
which isn't bad. I was aiming for second, but I got unlucky with the. I got a stupid warning and the penalty, the same corner cut. But yeah, great finish. Good season for everybody. Happy to be on the podium.
Yeah, at this point, I would ask you thoughts about your next Grand Prix, but we're going to have to wait until a few weeks before that. Always a pleasure having you here in Tier 2. Katra, do you have any further questions?
I do not, but congratulations on your podium, P3 for the Emilia Romagna
Yep.
Grand Prix. You want to take it?
Yeah, might as well. Ritzy, buddy, Panda, it's been a long time coming. P2 in the final GP of BRL for season 7. Congratulations, and walk us through your race and qualifying.
Oh, that was so much fun. I did not expect to be anywhere near a podium coming back after like a few months of just not even touching the game. Like, to be on a podium is really good. P2 feels like P1, but was like just on a completely different level. So I don't think we should count them into final results. Yeah, and it's just a great way to do the season finale, and great send off for my boy Ed as well, who's retiring. Like how I should have done last season, but yeah. But here I am on the podium.
Yeah, really well done. Nice comeback drive for you after playing, I think it was Russia, I believe is what Catcher said was your last GP.
Nah, that one doesn't count.
It does count, though.
That one doesn't count.
So hush.
I don't think we should count that one. We should just like
So,
mark my name.
we're going back to
results.
Monza then, Ritzy? Are we going back to Monza?
Monza, that was also a podium, actually, fun fact.
Actually, wait a minute. Fun fact. You've had a podium in both Italian races this season.
And it's also the home Grand Prix of the Alfa Romeo team.
Ritzy, master of Italy, question mark?
That's
Exactly.
too far, but yeah.
Question, is this a sign for you coming back in Season 8?
Oh no. No one cares.
Oh no.
I cried.
I'll just continue to like show up here and there if Catcher lets me.
Yeah, that's a no.
You just shut
But
down
like,
immediately.
you're gonna miss me from the podium though. Like that's the best part of your job commentating
I
tier
hate to
2,
break
right?
it to you, but I'd rather have someone week in and week out than 2 races. Yeah, 2 races since we're not counting Russia. So, no offense,
I think
but,
I should get. I think as a former tier 2 champion, I should be allowed in the tier anytime I want.
That is just wrong.
So if that was the case, then I should be allowed in Tier 4 because I won the constructors champion.
That's
you know
true.
what? If we're doing that, let's go full circle. I got second. I deserve to be in Tier 2. Come on.
No. That's not how
you're
it
not
works.
wrong.
You gotta win a championship.
The other guy didn't count. Sorry, Saxon. No, I'm kidding.
Ouch.
I mean, if Ritzy gets the claim that we shouldn't classify Bosch Sturble, who, by the way, congrats on his win the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix by
amazing drive.
21 seconds. That's a huge margin. Probably the largest.
Bro,
margin
it
of
was
victory this
12
season.
seconds, bro.
It was
You
not.
making us look bad.
It was 21.
Nah.
It was 21.
Actually,
was
he did it in the
12.5
race. He's like in
seconds.
tier 1 now, right? Yeah.
Bro, if it was up to the Formula 2 way of how that works,
but
Swellerstein,
this is Formula
Bosch
1.
Sturble, and Wraith, you better have some fun in Tier 1. I'm joking.
No,
That would be
season
cool
8,
to
I'm
do.
coming back, bro. What time?
We don't know.
Yeah.
You'll have to wait a little bit for
Oh.
that.
So like
I
2
know.
weeks, and then that's gonna come out.
I wouldn't say that, Redeemer.
What?
I wouldn't
Redeemer.
say.
I mean, specifically not in tier 2. I mean, I don't know what tier I'm going to be in.
Well, how about this? A little sneak
Tier
peek.
0.
If you're watching the stream now, tune in a couple of days, maybe even during the Tier 1 stream, you may have a little bit of incentive. You may have to see how that plays out because signups are on the corner for next season of the Season 8 Championship. Ah, yes, it's been an incredible Season 7, but we still have another one to go to. We can't always stay in Season 7 as much as Ritzy wants to stay in Season 6. You have to move on, buddy. It has to happen.
Oh.
It's
Well,
not 2
it's
seasons
gonna
ago,
happen
so
for you,
take
not
that
for
out
me.
of your bio.
Oh, that's staying there for like until it's
That's to
staying there
stay
for a while.
Ritzy, just confirm something. It was season 4 when we raced against each other, correct?
Yeah, I was like
He won
so
France
bad.
that race. I remember that because he
And
told me.
Britain.
Yeah, you didn't tell me
Don't
the other one.
forget.
I forgot the other one.
Oh.
Hey, my bad, bro. Regardless, we can't stop talking about this. But yeah, once again, the season has been an incredible one in Tier 2. It's been one of many, many, many great races. We had photo finishes. We've had drama. We've had controversy. We've had chaos. We've had races where the leaders gotten punctures. Sorry, chaos, which is kind of ironic, by the way. And we've had races where the leader's been absolutely dominant. For example, this one. But in the end, it's been an incredible season and one for a lot of drivers, including myself in the commentary booth and Redeemer as well, that we will remember for a long time in Tier 2 because it's been a great season as well. But that's going to have to do it on track for this season, and it's been an incredible one. It's sad to see it go. But for myself and Redeemer, we say thank you for tuning into this stream, but don't go anywhere. In about 40 minutes' time, we send off Tier 1 the same way we've sent off Tier 2. Tier 3, Tier 4, Realistic, and Formula 2. They have one more round, the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. One more time you get to hear Mitchie and I. One more time you get to see Bailey, Chandler, Hoopalicious, Drix, and many, many others on circuit. And one more time for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix in the Tier 1 Championship. ACC, it's closer than you think. It could be coming around the corner, so stay tuned to the updates for the Breakout Racing League Twitter and social media platforms as all, and maybe even the Discord. You may hear about that ACC coming around the corner. But once again, it's been an incredible season. We thank you for tuning in, and we hope you have a great rest of your evening. Goodbye.
Make sure to give us your money. We need it. I'm broke. Pay for my college tuition.